Sometimes you just see a deck list and you have to try it out. Charizard and Victini in the same deck? Oh, who could say no? Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at a really cool deck list, which was posted on Twitter by @AzukaTakuro, hopefully I've said that correctly, which is Charizard and Victini VMAX. It's really cool. We'll jump across onto PTCGO and check out the list. And here it is in all of its glory. Sometimes you just see an idea and you're like, that is brilliant. Obviously, we've seen Victini VMAX on the channel before, so we don't need to go into detail with it too much. Max victory, 100 plus 120 more if it's a V or VMAX Pokemon. That means we're going to be able to knock out lots of basic Vs, but the thing that I really like is we complement that with an attacker that's a little bit more difficult to set up, but can deal huge amounts of damage. Continuous Blaze Ball, for those who don't know, does 30 damage for 2 fire energy, then you discard all of the fire energy and deal 50 damage extra for every fire energy that you have. So that's 2 base damage is 130, that's decent. With a welder and an attachment, you can get to a 180. Roaring Resolve, the ability, means you can add 2 more, so you can very easily get to 280 on this Charizard, which is going to knock out every tag team in the game, and for 1 extra, you can actually get pretty close to some one-shots on VMAX Pokemon. The only one that you won't knock out in a single hit will be Eternatus. So Charizard as a one-shotting powerhouse, paired up quite nicely with Victini VMAX, which can deal with the basic Vs, is a really solid concept going into a format with lots of V cards on the meta. We're also going to support that by using a 2-2-1 line of Inteleon and Shady Dealings. Inteleon lets us find 2 trainer cards when we put this Pokemon into play. My apologies, my words aren't coming out. I can't even say that. And Shady Dealings from the Drizzile finds 1. This as a support line is really cool. It helps us find some of our neat one-offs like Scoop Up Net or something like Tool Scrapper. It can also help us find Boss's Orders, which we're going to need to take specific knockouts. I really like this deck. Let's jump onto the ladder and see if we can't win a game or 2. I reckon we probably can. I mean, we've got 2 really powerful attackers. Alrighty, we've got ourselves a game. I've just realised as well, I say alrighty a lot. I hope that doesn't upset you. Victini V is probably important here. We've got an energy attachment, which is good. I would also like to draw some more cards, I think. Let's grab a Crobat here. We can try and draw some extra stuff. I'd like to find a Level Ball or a... Yep, there's a Level Ball. That's fantastic. That'll find us a Sobble, which we can throw down. That means Drizzile is useful next turn. This feels like a good place to stop. Corviknight's going to be a very interesting one, obviously. We can knock out Corviknight VMAX in one shot with Victini. If they don't play down the Coding Metal, they will play it. It's just a matter of whether they get it into play. But if they attach to the active, we can just knock it out next turn anyway, which is what I'm going to try and do. If you want to play this deck, then consider going down in the description and copying it into your PTCGO account. You can just copy that list down there onto your computer, and you'll be able to play it yourself. Also, whilst you're there, if you would take 2 seconds just to leave a like, that would be great. We've had a lot of support on the channel recently. Things are starting to die down again because of battle styles no longer being brand new, so any likes I can get are appreciated. Let's, should I Welder now? Should I Quick Ball? Should I Drizzile? I think Drizzile seems the best option. We can grab ourselves a, I don't know, an Evo Incense seems pretty nice. We have the Scoop Up as well. I think if we grab the Evo Incense, as long as we find ourselves 1 energy, we can retreat the Charmander. So let's throw down the Victini. I think we also... Do we Welder first? Or I think we Welder first, and then we can grab a Crobat if we need to. There's an energy, which is good. Let's just have a think here. I think we just attach to the active. We will be able to get the knockout now. The question is, what do we do first? I think we just grab ourselves another Sobble. I like the feeling of that. We can also potentially find ourselves Crobat with the Quick Ball, which I do like, or another Charmander. To be honest, oh, I didn't realise there was no Crobats in there. It looks like it will be another Charmander. Let's grab that, just in case. Now we're kind of reliant on having a good prize or 2 off of this knockout. 440 damage is not a number that we should sneeze at. We get a Fire Energy and a Level Ball. So the Drizzile in hand is going to need to find us Welder, I think. We could be in a little bit of an awkward spot depending on what our top deck is. Yeah, I'm not super stoked with this, and I'm not happy about that coding metal energy either. Means we can't just grab boss with the Drizzile to knock that Corviknight out. A rare candy is pretty neat though. What we could do is we could grab a boss off of this Drizzile if we'd like to knock out the Zacian, but to be honest, I would rather grab Welder just because we can put on a little bit more pressure that way if everything goes correctly. Let's grab another Charmander out of the deck with the Level Ball, and then we can weld it to the benched Charmander. There's a rare candy and a fire energy. So this is an interesting one. We could actually knock this DAA out here whilst having a Charizard in play, which I do like. Let's Roaring Resolve. If we attach 2 energy here, we will be dealing, I think it's 180 for 3, which means we can retreat our Victini. I'm going to hold the energy just in case. Let's Continuous Blaze Ball here. We'll take the knockout on the Victini. We could have had the Zacian, and it would have been a little bit cheaper, but to be honest, I'm much happier with the Charizard in the active over the Victini VMAX, because we can 2-hit their VMAX before they can hit ours, and if we do find a boss later, the Victini is a much easier attacker to power up than another Charizard, because we need to find the rare candy and stuff like that. So, I'm feeling comfortable. It's going to be a little bit awkward though because of that Corviknight having the coding metal energy and the fact that we also had to switch manually. But, you know, maybe that's an argument for going for the boss. We would have taken the same prizes. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. We do have, oh geez, there's a lot of energy in the bin. We do have Evo Incense for next turn, so that means that we can very easily get Inteleon to find 2 specific trainers if we want them. Marnie is frustrating. It happens so often. It happens so often that when I start talking about what we can do next turn, we get Marnie. Oh boy. That's, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but that's okay. What do we got here? We've got Fire Energy, Giant Hearth. Oricorio is a good one to have. I feel like the smart promotion is still the Victini VMAX because we can get some energies accelerated even if we whiff the Welder. So let's try doing that. It's so bad though because if we find like rare candy Charizard boss off of this Oricorio, then we could boss up the Zacian. But if we put the Charmander in the active and we don't get what we need, then we're in this really weird spot. I think the smart thing to do is to put the Victini active and then we can go from there. I think that's fine. Alrighty then, let's promote. We promote the Victini. Just watch me draw all the cards I would have needed now. There's a rare candy. Okay, let's go for the Oricorio. Dance of Tribute. If we had to put the Charmander in the active, we would have won. We could have got that boss with the Inteleon, and we would have won the game. Okay, what do we do now? Alright, let's, I mean, we're going to play the Inteleon anyway. Let's evolve into the Charizard. That seems fine by me. We can evolve this Inteleon here. We can grab ourselves a Welder. I think Alex has just got home. I've left the door open, so she can hear me, which is a little bit awkward. That's fine. Scoop up and Welder both seem fine. We can scoop up, I think, the Inteleon here, actually. We can do a neat play here where we play the Sobble back down. We can play the Inteleon here again and grab ourselves 2 more trainer cards. I like the Energy Recycler. I like getting, I like the boss. I also like getting Giant Hearth so that we guarantee that next turn we can play a Giant Hearth down. I don't mind that at all. Maybe let's just go with a Giant Hearth. I think that seems like the safest yet worst play. We can find the boss with Drizzile next turn. Let's grab some energy with Fire Crystal. We can get 3 of them here. We might just Welder to the active. To be fair, we can Welder 2 energy to the active. Then we can Energy Recycler and throw some energy back in the deck for Charizard to be able to Roaring Resolve to. That seems like a good idea. This gives us plenty of options, I think. So we'll do this. This seems fine. Roaring Resolve, get 3 energy onto the Charizard, 1 attachment, and the Roaring Resolve, and now we can max Victory, I think, into this Corviknight with no problems. And we will do 220. Won't win the game just yet, but the Charizard and the Victini means that as long as we hold the Drizzile, we will win the game next turn. So it's just a matter of getting the hand, keeping the hand the same. Now, I've said that in the past, and we've been manied. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We will wait and see. Looks like they're trying to set up their Zacian as an attacker. Doesn't really matter which attacker they use at this point, because Victini will knock out all of the Pokemon on our opponent's side of the field, as will Charizard. So to be honest, I feel like the only thing that our opponent can really do to stop us winning the game next turn is play Cheryl and Reset Stamp. So Cheryl to heal the Corviknight, and then Reset Stamp to remove our hand. So I feel like that's the only thing that they can realistically do to win the game. And they'd also need to take a prize this turn. So they need to Cheryl and knock out Oricorio, I think. Oh boy, this is starting to sound very, very difficult. They need to have Cheryl, Reset Stamp, and a Gust. And Professor's Research is none of those cards. So I feel like we're pretty safe here. No healing. They could potentially go into the Bronzor or the Bronzong to make it so that they don't lose the game right now. But if they do that, then they obviously can't win the game. So I think we might have just locked this one up. No matter what our opponent puts forward, we will be able to knock it out. We will be able to win the game. And we'll keep 2 attackers in play even if we don't win the game. So looking pretty solid. This is part of the reason why I like this deck, right? Is we're able to set up a really big attacker in the late game in Charizard whilst being, you know, relatively safe with some of our other attackers. Looks like they're going into Bronzong here. We're going to see a metal transfer. I wonder what this is all about. Wonder what this is all about. I don't know if you can hear the jingling of the cat. The cat's playing out there. That's alright. No problems at all. That means that we can't knock it out. We can't knock this Bronzong out with Victini. Good grief. This is a very interesting turn. Yeah, so Zen Headbutt. Alright, no worries. We just Drizzile and find the Gust and win the game, right? That's all we have to do. Let's Drizzile. We'll do that. We can grab 1 trainer card and grab Boss's Orders, and we can knock out pretty much anything that we want here. So I'm going to go for the Zacian. I want to knock that out. We should have knocked it out earlier. Let's max Victory. There's the game. We'll try and get one where where Charizard is the main attacker, shall we? Let's see if we can't get ourselves a game where Charizard's our attacker instead of the Victini. Obviously, both work in tandem, so it is good to have the options. But, you know, I put Charizard on the thumbnail. We should probably try and get it to work. What do you reckon? We're up against something with Minccino. This could be incredibly good. Urshifu. Okay, so I was about to say, it could be fine. It could be something really bad. It could have been like Mill. In which case I would have just restarted and you never would have seen this. I mean, this is still not ideal. Let's weld it to this Charmander and see what we can do. This is better. We've got some stuff to work with. I can comb away the Crobat here and grab a Sobble. That means that the Drizzile next turn is available. And if we want to, we can also go for the Crobat here, grab a couple of cards. I like this. This is good. One of the problems, though, we are going to have... I think we probably just hold this, right? We've got the rare candy. Let's just collect. We can draw a card. That seems fine. One of the problems we are going to have, though, is that if we allow this Rapid Strike Urshifu to get 2 energy on it, the Rapid Strike energy and another energy, then they are going to absolutely decimate our board. So we need to take a knockout on this Rapid Strike Urshifu in 1 hit if we can. Now, Mitch, you might be saying, what Pokemon could possibly... Oh, Escape Rope, okay. Well, I guess we just give him the other Charmander. I guess that's fine. What Pokemon could possibly deal 330 damage? Well, let me tell you about Charizard. actually, saving the Charmander with the 1 energy on it is genuinely big for us. We can get, if we play our cards right, an attachment, a welder, and a Burning Resolve to put 6 energy on this Charizard, which will do 300 damage because of the 6 energy, plus 30 base. So as long as everything stays the same, if we can find a welder for 2 energy and an attachment, we should be fine to get ourselves a knockout on this Urshifu, which is incredible. It's incredible that we can take a knockout on a VMAX that is so big. They'll Gale Thrust into our Charmander. Let's send our attacker forward. Hopefully we can find this. Getting a rare candy off the top deck is really big. Okay, so let's go into the Charizard. I think that getting the rare candy means that we actually guarantee it. Well, not guarantee it, but we closely guarantee it. So we can grab ourselves 2 energy with Roaring Resolve. We can calm the Drizzile away. We will grab, I think, the Oricorio, maybe a Victini, maybe a Crobat. I think Oricorio is the best one. Gives us the best chance of getting what we need, or at least finding some other stuff. Then we can grab from the deck the Inteleon to grab 2 cards with Shady Dealings. This will give us access to the Welder for certain. Alright, so we can grab the Welder, and we can also try and set up something else if we'd like. I don't know what we really want. Maybe just another Level Ball to grab another Charmander. Could be good. I think we'll just do that. This means that we are guaranteed 2 energy off of the Hearth from the Welder. We draw 3 cards from the Welder, and we draw 3 cards from the Oricorio. We need to find 1 energy, and if we find it, we win. Well, we don't win, but we get the knockout, and that energy off of the prizes, off of the top deck, is immense. It's very, very good for us. So we play down the Sobble here, we can play down the Oricorio. Now we're just getting bonus cards for free. We can get 3 extra cards here. Another energy is fantastic. We've got a scoop up net. We can get that Inteleon back into the hand and play the other Sobble down if we want. And then Continuous Blaze Ball does exactly 330 damage. And there's barely anything our opponent can do next turn to respond to that. They don't have another Urshifu, so they can't knock the Charizard out this turn. In fact, I think we've just given ourselves a commanding lead. If our hand stays the same, why do I say these things? If our hand stays the same, we're fine. But it didn't. This is arguably better. Rare candy means if we find another Charizard, we are set to go into it. That would be incredibly good. I'm just worried that we don't have enough energy left. We may need to find the Inteleon again at some point. But hopefully this time, rather than rare candying into it, we just go into the Drizzile instead. We'll see. They've got their V. They don't have an energy on it, which is good. It means that at the most, they can only do 150 to us next turn. So this is really good. This Ordinary Rod, strong as well. Let's get rid of the Victini. We don't need that. We're going to grab 2 fire energies here. Then I'll Ordinary Rod. I'll do both. I'll put the Charmander back in as well. We won't put the Victini back. We don't need that. But we do want the 2 fire energies. That means that we can Roaring Resolve them onto the active to get ourselves a knockout on Minccino, which is very good. So that knockout is happening. And then we can weld it to the benched Charmander and try and set up, just in case our opponent does again go into that big go. We can rare candy into an Inteleon here. That seems fine. And we could possibly actually just grab ourselves some more energy out of the deck if we want. The rare candy is there to go into our next Charizard, so maybe that's another option. We could well, we don't have the thingamajig. Let's just grab Fire Crystal and Energy Recycler. I think that should be fine. That should be fine, because that means we've got energy for next turn. In fact, I may want to play the Fire Crystal now, because that way I can get myself guaranteed energy from the Giant Hearth next turn. There are 4 energy. Actually, I can attach one to the Charmander. There are 2 energy at least in the deck, which is good news for us. If our hand stays the same, and I know I'm inviting Amani, then we are good to go. That the rare candy is the piece that we're looking for, but we can find it guaranteed with 1 Drizzile. So we are super, super close to get... There's that money again. We're super close to being able to knock out an Urshifu. All we need to do is find a rare candy and a Charizard. Now, we've found Charizard. Next turn, we'll be able to find energy off of Giant Half. That's easy. If they knock us out, then we've got Oricorio as an option as well. So don't feel like this hand is completely useless. Because we can definitely get there. We can definitely get there. We can definitely get there. It's going to be fine. Actually, I'm pretty confident that we can hit the 330 again. So let's do it. Let's promote our Charmander here. We've got Oricorio to draw cards. We've got Fire Energy off of the Giant Half. We can play the Level Ball as well. That'll grab us... No, actually, no, not a Charmander. This grabs us the Drizzile. In fact, I think that guarantees us the game. I'm 99% sure. Because the Drizzile... Let's just Dance of Tribute, because I think we can... No, we should be able to just win, right? Let me just double check. We do have one rare candy in here, don't we? I think we do. Yeah, let's just... I think we just get it. Sorry, I'm doubting myself because it all worked a little bit too easily here. So we just grabbed a rare candy. There's an energy in there. We just rare candy into the Charizard. And as long as we don't do anything stupid here, if we click Roaring Resolve, we'll put one energy on. And then we can welder these other two on there. This has just worked, it's just worked a little bit too easily for me. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised that worked so well. Continuous Blaze Ball takes 2 knockouts on Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. That is an insane amount of damage. I'm still in shock. Whew, that was a pretty good deck. I really enjoyed playing that one. I really enjoyed checking the Reshizard off of the list for the OG 150 challenge as well. That is the last Kanto starter to do. We've only got a few more on that top line to go. We are really kicking along with this. So if you want to see more, then make sure that you are subscribed. And if you do like the content, normally the people that are watching at the end are the type of people that do enjoy it, then consider becoming a member. There's a little link down below. You can click on the join button if you want. Thank you very much to the members who have jumped in already. Dadbod, Azazel, Fernando, Yolo, Diego, Stephen, Agent Abel, and Austin. Thank you very much for your substantial contribution, as well as every other Mega Sableye over here. The white ones are doing a fantastic job too. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel through membership. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one, and we'll try some more of the one prize attackers, I reckon, from Battle Styles next. This one was just too good to pass up. Appreciate your company, and I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.